أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الخلق وأعز المرسلين أبي القاسم محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين وعلى جميع أنبياء الله والمرسلين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. My dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tonight, inshallah, we will focus with you on the last portion of the life of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, an Imam, the first Imam of our A'imma, and the best student of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, the brother of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, the in-law of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. Everything about Ali ibn Abi Talib was exclusively excellent and different. Life of excellence, life of nobility, life of bravery, life full of knowledge, sacrifice, sincerity, excellent loyalty to Allah and His Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. So as we know that an Imam Ali alayhi salam was the first person to follow Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi and accept his message. And he and Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi and Khadijah al-Kubra prayed together secretly for a few years. And he appointed him his helper and his Khalifa and his second in command, and he granted him the title of Amir al-Mu'mineen, the commander of faithful, in the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi to declare his message, first he needed to declare his message for his kin, for his close relatives and tribes. So he gathered, as history told us, he gathered his prominent people, the chief of his tribes, his grandfather, his uncle, his relatives, and according to Al-Ayah, وَانْذَرْ عَشِيرَتَكَ الْأَقْرَبِينَ, and warn your closest clan. So he made the arrangement for a dinner for everyone, and he declared his message, and he said, I want one of you or any of you to volunteer to help me, to be my supporter, to be the leader after me, to be the second of command, and inshallah, if you follow me on this deen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant you good life in ad-dunya and you will be prosperous in al-akhirah. Nobody volunteered, nobody raised his hand except Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and he appointed him and he said, Anta waliyi. He said, Anta wali wasiyyi wa khalifati fihim min ba'di. To you, you will take care of the affair of this ummah after me, and you will be the Khalifa after me. And of course, the hypocrites were laughing and were making fun of this situation by calling Abdul Muttalib and told him, oh, look at Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, he's appointing your grandson to be your chief and to be your leader. And then history shows that Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam showed nothing but an excellence in the behavior and in the treatment of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi and in defending Islam. Ali, among the 5 members of Ayat al-Tathir, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. Certainly Allah wants to purify you, the people of the household, with total purification, and then will keep all the negative attributes away from you, all the impurities, all the displeased behavior. That ayah is a clear evidence on the immunity against al-haram, and as al-Quran called it, and as al-Sharia called it, al-Isma, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immune them against committing al-haram. إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهِ, it is related to the will of Allah. إِنَّمَا is a tool of condition, that His will is related in that particular event, in that particular action, to purify those 5 members of the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and purified them with total purification. And mind you to say that إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمْ, to keep away from you, not from you, away from you. Yani they never had it. They never had a rijs. And a rijs is everything related to a sinful act and every related to misconduct, and it's considered also as an oppression against oneself and against the others, and mistakes in the attitude or in the speech or in the behavior. All of this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala immuned Ahlul Bayt against this behavior, and they became totally purified. And Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam also was the bravest of all after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And it's well known that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the bravest among you is Ali. The most knowledgeable among you is Ali. The best judge among you is Ali. The most pious among you is Ali. The most knowledgeable in the book of Allah is Ali. And it is well known that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him titles in the Quran, called him after the Ayat al-Tadkhir, and purified him. He was a member of Ayat al-Mubahala, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi took Ali alayhi salam and Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam and Al-Hasan al-Husayn alayhi salam in order to do al-Mubahala with the Christians who came to debate him about the issue of Isa alayhi salam. Also, there is a clear ayah that indicating his position as wali. There was a specific act that Al-Quran praised and named him as a wali for al-mu'mineen by that particular act. It is narrated that a poor man came to the mosque of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam seeking assistance, looking for a charitable contribution, and nobody paid attention to him, and nobody gave him anything, and he was in desperate need. And Imam Ali was in a state of salat, and the poor man came to the al-mihrab, and he raised his hand to the sky and he said, Ya Allah, be my witness that I came into the mosque of your Prophet seeking assistance and nobody is helping me. And then Al-Imam Ali alayhi salam, while he is in state of ruku', while he was bowing 90 degrees in a state of ruku', saying at-tasbih, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim, lifted his hand and indicated to the poor man to take the ring out of his finger. Apparently it was an expensive ring, so he donated the ring to the poor man while he was praying. And then a little bit later, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam came to the masjid with a beautiful smile and with an enlightening face and a cheerful attitude, and he said to them, who is the one that gave a sadaqah while he was in a state of salat and in a state of ruku'? They said it was Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa congratulated him and told him that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appointed you as a wali in that act. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إنما وليكم الله ورسوله الذين آمنوا الذين يقيمون الصلاة ويؤتون الزكاة وهم راكعون. Certainly your leader and your spiritual leader, your commander, your caretaker, the commander, the leader that's responsible for you in ad-dunya and al-akhirah is Allah and the messenger of Allah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, and the person who did give a zakat, the charitable contribution while he was in a state of as-salah. Congratulations, Ya Ali. And also, let's not forget Ghadir Khum, where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa declared what Revelations asked him to declare when he declared Imam Ali alayhi salam as a wali and a khalifa for this ummah. يا أيها الرسول بلغ ما أنزل إليك من ربك فإن لم تفعل فما بلغت رسالته والله يعصمك من الناس. That is in Surah Al-Ma'idah. O you Prophet of Allah, declare what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked you to declare through the revelation. And if you don't do that declaration, as if that you have never delivered His message. And that was 20-something years after trial and error, and after hardship, and after sweat, and after big struggle, and after Al-Quran descended, most of it. Al-Ayah came at the end of the life of the prophethood to ask him, deliver what Allah is telling you to deliver now, and if you don't, as if you have never delivered anything. He gathered all Al-Mu'mineen. It was Hijjatul Wada, the last pilgrim that he performed in a place called Ghadir Khum before the populace and before the Hajjis were to be separated going into different states and different countries. He gathered them all. They were above 70,000. Some stories said 100,000. And they made a pulpit for him out of the saddles of the horses and the camels. And he climbed up and he asked an imam to come with him. And he said, أَلَسْتُ أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ? Am I not the caretaker of you? More than you the caretaker of your own selves? Am I not your leader? Am I not responsible for you more than you are responsible for yourselves? أَلَسْتُ أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ? They said, yes, of course, Ya Rasulullah. Bala, Ya Rasulullah. 3 times he said it. Because according to Al-Quran, Al-Quran said, Al-Rasul أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. Al-Rasul is very important to the mu'mineen, much more than their own selves to their own selves. يعني أولى بالمؤمنين من أنفسهم. يعني you say Rasulullah is more important to me than my own life, than my own self, than my own character, than my own whatever, anything valuable to me. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is more valuable to me. That is part of the faith. And he said to them, أَلَسْتُ أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ? Am I not more important to you than your own selves? They said, yes. He said, he took the hand of Imam Ali alayhi salam, raised it up, all the way up, and he said, أَلَا وَمَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى فَهَذَا عَلِيٌّ مَوْلَى. Whoever I am his leader, Ali ibn Abi Talib is leader. Allahumma wali man wala, wa'adi man ada, wansur man nasara. Ya Allah, support whoever support him, defend whoever defend him, be loyal to those who are loyal to him. Allahumma wali man wala, wa'adi man ada, wansur man nasara. الحق مع علي والعلي مع الحق يدور معه كيفما دار. Amazing statement. Also, it's a sign of the infallibility against committing al-haram. Ali is with the truth, and the truth is with Ali. Wherever Ali goes, the truth goes with him. And when Al-Quran praised Al-Imam Ali alayhi salam, praised Al-Imam Ali alayhi salam in over 200 ayah. Not a single companion had that honor, similar to the honor of Ali, praised by Allah and His Messenger and Al-Mu'minun. So what Al-Quran said about Ali ibn Abi Talib, beside Ayatul Tathhir, and beside Ayatul Mubahala, and beside Surah Al-Insan, and beside Ayatul Wilaya, Ilmul Kitab, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, وَيَقُولُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَسْتَ مُرْسَلًا. Al-Kuffar, they say to you, oh, you're not a messenger. قُلْ, tell them, كَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا بَيْنِي وَبَيْنَكُمْ وَمَنْ عِنْدَهُ عِلْمُ الْكِتَابِ. Tell them, suffice, Allah is a witness between me and you. And another witness, who is he? The individual and the person who has the full knowledge of the book. And they asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi, who has the full knowledge of the book? He said, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. So, to understand the significant value of the person and the mu'min who has the full knowledge of the book, focus with me on the ayat that spoke about the person in the presence of Prophet Sulaiman alayhi salam when he possessed a partial knowledge of the book. What was he able to do with that partial knowledge of the book? Simple example. Sulaiman was trying to talk to the queen Sheba, Mamlakatu Saba, the queen, in order to guide them to Islam. In order to guide them to Islam. And then the conversation on Al-Quran is telling us, قال Nabi Sulaiman asked, who can bring me the throne of the queen from thousands of miles away to my presence right now? قال عفريت من الجن أنا آتيك به قبل أن تقوم من مقامك. An invisible entity and being said to Sulaiman, I can bring the throne of the queen before you are able to stand up. However, Al-Ayah said, قال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب, the person who had partial knowledge of the book said, I will bring the throne, her throne, the throne of the queen, with the speed of the blink of your eyes, and the throne was there. And that particular partial knowledge of the book gave him the ability to bring the throne of that queen thousands of miles away in the presence of Sulaiman in a blink of an eye. What are the capabilities of Ali when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala granted him the full knowledge of the book? And he got the excellent title by Rasulullah, definitely that Allah loves him, special love. In the battle of Al-Husun, when the mu'mineen, for the first day and the second day and the third day and 4 days, over several days, and as a matter of fact, over 20-something days, they failed to resolve the issue of the fortified castles that the enemies of Islam were putting themselves and solidly protecting themselves against the Muslims. Until Al-Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa said his famous statement, I shall give the command tomorrow to a man who Allah loves him and Al-Rasul loves him, and who he loves Allah and Al-Rasul, and he shall succeed, and he shall be prosperous and victorious. And he gave it to Imam Ali alayhi salam the next day, and he came back with a clear, wonderful victory. ضربة علي يوم الخندق, the hit of Ali on the day of Al-Khandaq, the battle of the ditch when Al-Mushrikeen came and surrounded Al-Madinah, over 30,000 of them. And Salman al-Farisi suggested that they would dig a ditch around Al-Madinah to protect Al-Madinah, and the hero of Arabia at that time, Amr ibn Wudd al-Amiri, crossed a narrow part of the ditch and came to challenge the Muslims. And they were all scared, and nobody would challenge him except Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. And when he defeated him, the Muslims recited at-Takbir. And then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa said that day, in that event, that statement, بَرَزَ الْإِيمَانُ كُلُّهُ إِلَى الشِّرْكِ كُلُّهُ. Faith in its own total entity and value came to oppose al-kufr and al-shirk in its total entity and value. And then he said his famous statement, the good deed that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wrote for Ali, because of that hit that defeated Amr ibn Wudd al-Amiri, it will overweight the a'mal of al-jinn wal-ins from time of Adam until Yawm al-Qiyamah. Amazing. إن ضربة علي يوم الخندق أفضل من عبادة أهل الثقلين. That is Ali, the most knowledgeable, the bravest, the best judge, the great mu'min, the merciful companion, a great leader, That particular leader was also a great pious man, great worshipper of Allah. He feared Allah. And he said his famous statement, An-Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi taught me 1,000 doors of branch of knowledge to me. From every door, there were another 1,000 door of branches of knowledge that was given to me. And he said his famous statement, Wallah, لو ثنيت لي الوسادة لأفتيت أهل التوراة بتوراتهم وأهل الإنجيل بإنجيلهم وأهل القرآن بقرآنهم. If I had the opportunity to rule and to judge the people of At-Torah with their Torah, I would. And the people of the Bible with their Bible, I would. And the people of Al-Quran with their Quran, I would. Ask me before you lose me. إِنَّهَا هُنَا عِلْمًا جَمًّا. A lot of knowledge, plenty of knowledge. That is Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Was very compassionate with the believers. Defended Islam. Defended the Muslims. And then history is telling us that on that particular night, on the 21st of Shahr Ramadan, 40th after Al-Hijrah, Al-Imam Ali alayhi salam woke up and he was going to Al-Masjid in Shahr Ramadan, in the mosque. Amazing martyrdom. Shahada. ما بعدها شهادة. In the month of Ramadan, in Layal al-Qadr, in the house of Allah, in the best place in the house of Allah, Al-Mihrab, in the best time of the day, Al-Fajr, in the best act in Al-Masjid, in As-Salat, in the best act of As-Salat, in the state of sujood, La'natullah ala Ibn Miljam, the person came to him to assassinate him and he hit him with a poisoned sword on his head while he was in the state of sujood. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-ali al-azim. Then, at that moment, when he got the hit, and the hit was very strong and powerful, the sword went and broke the bone of his head and went to his brain. And he said his famous statement, Fiztu wa Rabb al-Kaaba, now I have succeeded and prospered by the Lord of Al-Kaaba. And he stayed for 2 days and 2 nights suffering from his wound. And while he was suffering from his wound, and while his brain was injured, he produced a beautiful human will to his son Al-Imam Al-Hasan alayhi salam, Al-Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the most beautiful will that you could read by a human. When he asked Al-Imam Al-Hasan alayhi salam not to take revenge on the killer, and not to mistreat him, and not to torture him, and not to badmouth him, and feed him from the food that you eat, and don't make him thirsty. And he said to him, if I live, I will take care of the justice. And if I die, you apply justice a hit for a hit. That is Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. On that particular day, his family gathered around him. And Al-Imam Al-Hasan alayhi salam wept and cried. And Al-Imam Al-Hussein alayhi salam wept and cried. And his close family were crying. But then Al-Imam looked at Zainab Ridwanullahi alayha, and when he saw Zainab crying, he couldn't bear the tears of Zainab, and he wept and he cried. And he said, Ya Zainab, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahi al-ali al-azim. You are weeping and crying. I wish you could see what's going to happen to you on Karbala when you are going to be with your brother Al-Imam Al-Hussein alayhi salam. And then he delivered his holy soul to his creator and he departed. Assalamu alayka ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Assalamu alayka ya Sayyid al-Wasiyyin. Assalamu alayka ya Imam al-Muttaqeen. سيدي ومولاي علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام. أسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى بحق محمد وآل محمد to accept your fast and to multiply your deeds and to accept your dua and to give you long life with prosperity and success and to protect you from all the pandemic diseases and viruses. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you all your wish in ad-dunya and al-akhirah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.